It's the third and final day of the 10th BRICS Summit. The summit is taking place in Sandton, Johannesburg. For more now, we cross to my colleague, Arabile Gumeda, who's standing by at Sandton Convention Center.
Well, welcome back to it. Of course, it is the 10th BRICS Summit out here at the Sandton Convention Center in Johannesburg. Of course, quite an auspicious 3 days, of course. A lot of collaboration, a lot of cooperation. Presidents, ministers, leaders, and even government and of course, business CEOs themselves saying that indeed quite necessary to get that coherent message across the entire African continent as well. Forming that and making sure that the African continent is part of the message has been the key to this third day as well, and certainly how that rings throughout the continent is going to be very, very important. I'm joined to unpack that a little bit more by the Rwanda High Commissioner, His Excellency Vincent Karega. Commissioner, thank you so much for your time. It's really been a summit of great minds sort of coming together, and this time it feels like a lot of coherent messaging, people coming together. Do you feel that way? Does it feel like, you know, Africa came together to share this one message to the rest of the world?
Thank you, Arabile. Africa started coming together solidly since 2-3 years when they adopted the 2063 agenda, and as we continue to adopt the free trade CFTA of Africa, and REX, or the regional blocks, continue to talk trade, trade infrastructure, common projects. Definitely Africa is building a strong voice, common agenda, and strong partnerships with the rest of the world, and in this particular case, the BRICS emerging economies that have supported Africa in the different liberation and independence time, and also that understand the realities of Africa, and with the right muscle now, if we work together on how to industrialize Africa, how to create jobs, to boost the economy and transform our continent with much bigger growth that is all-inclusive.
All-inclusive is exactly what this BRICS summit has been. But even before this summit came together, two big leaders of the BRICS nations went to visit your country, Rwanda. Narendra Modi from India, the Prime Minister from India, and of course Xi Jinping, the President of China, coming through to Rwanda. Do you know exactly what those conversations were about, what perhaps was happening there?
They came in to see President Kagame in Rwanda in two capacities. On bilateral level, Rwanda has got many years of partnership with China and also with India. We have an Indian community, Indian investors in Rwanda, Chinese companies, and business and cooperation that has been ongoing on. And also in his capacity as AU chairperson, who was on the plan to come and attend the BRICS here, it was also an important moment to figure out, to agree on how these partnerships between Africa, the rest of Africa, and BRICS can take shape, as you said it rightly, with a common agenda that Africans come together rather than working in a scattered manner or in different approaches and so on.
Yeah. The issue of trade wars has become quite phenomenal and quite huge, right? So has that played a part in how Rwanda negotiates with the rest of the world, with its intra-African trade partners as well? Has that come to a stage where you have to relook how you do things as well?
We have relooked, we have reformed, we continue to reform as far as Rwanda is concerned, first of all, by making very easy for the Rwandans and for foreigners who want to invest in Rwanda to do business without red tapes, without further delays and any complication. So that makes Rwanda a good destination for doing business. As you know, in Africa we are #2 after Mauritius in ease of doing business. So we wish the whole continent to be a continent where it is easy to do business, where it is easy for Africans and others to travel freely, to trade in freely. And definitely we will need better infrastructure, better regulations, better capacities, human capacities, skills, and so on, so as to impact on other areas such as industry, as I said, and economy at large.
You are Rwanda's High Commissioner to South Africa specifically,
Sure.
so that relationship between Rwanda and South Africa, how's that looking right now?
It is looking better than it was a few years
previous
ago.
times, yeah.
And remember, it was also a fantastic relations since '94 until definitely 2014. But we are kind of back to normal, and definitely with a dream or a wish to go to new heights.
Yeah. With regards to trade between the two nations, how's that faring as well?
Trade has increased and investment as well. As you know, South Africa is very present in Rwanda in industry like cement, telecommunication, MTN, tourism, including management of some national parks, presence of South African hotels and hospitality in Rwanda, and many more consultancy firms, architectural, construction, and so on. So, and it's continued to happen as we see many South Africans visiting the High Commission, planning to visit Rwanda and probably to invest in the future.
Fantastic. His Excellency Vincent Karega, thank you so much for your time. The High Commissioner to South Africa from Rwanda there, His Excellency Vincent Karega, sharing a clear message. Of course, Africa in and of itself has been the clear message on the third day of the summit, and it's been quite significant because President Cyril Ramaphosa himself as well has welcomed the BRICS Plus nation, and it's clear that Africa in itself plays a big role in the BRICS nations as well, not just South Africa on its own.